Let's talk Diona. What's going on guys, Mira here, back again with another Genshin Impact video, and today I want to talk about Diona. Her skills, her build, how she fits into the team, and all that stuff. So before we start, please don't forget to subscribe if you don't want to miss character reviews like this, as well as polling videos, updates, news, and leaks. With that out of the way, let's jump right into it. First, let's go through her elemental skills. So for her elemental skill, she fires off icy paws that deal cryo damage to opponents and forms a shield on hit. So the shield damage absorption scales based on Diona's max HP, and the duration scales off the number of icy paws that hit the target. So if you do a quick press, she fires off 2 icy paws, and if you hold, then she dashes back quickly and she fires off 5 icy paws instead. And do take note, the shield created by the hold attack will gain a 75% damage bonus absorption as well, so it is better for you to hold. And the shield has a 250% cryo damage absorption bonus, so that's pretty standard of the shield that we see on all the other characters. And I just want to bring your attention to over here where you see the duration. So for every claw that hits the target, her shield will actually increase its duration by 1.9 seconds. So with 5 claws, you actually do get almost 10 seconds of uptime for the shield, which is pretty nice because the cooldown on that skill, if you hold it, is 15 seconds. Next, let's move on to her elemental burst. So for her elemental burst, she tosses out a special cold brew that deals AoE cryo damage and creates a drunken mist in an AoE. So basically what this does is it damages the opponents in the AoE, and also it heals your units in the same AoE. So let me just show you real quick. So basically I toss this out and everything in the AoE will be damaged and I will be healed. So this is a pretty nice skill to have, just for some extra cryo damage, because the thing is, within the AoE, the enemies actually do get the cryo element, so you can combo that with something like Tartaglia, which is really nice because you can get off a pretty long freeze if you just use his E and you just go in within that AoE, so it is pretty nice. Next, let's move on to weapon options. So for weapon options, you definitely want to go with energy recharge for main stat, because you do want to get her Q up more often, because that is her only source of healing. So if you look at energy recharge, we do have 2 bows, and the first one is Sacrificial Bow. This is the bow that I actually recommend more, because the Sacrificial Bow actually resets the cooldown on your elemental skill, so you can get the shield up more often. So as you can see here, it says after damaging an opponent with an elemental skill, the skill has a 40% chance to end its own cooldown and can only occur at once every 30 seconds. So with this bow, you can get her E up twice. So that's really nice. But the other bow that I want to recommend is the Favonius War Bow. So if you don't have the Sacrificial Bow, you definitely should be looking at the Favonius War Bow, because the effects are critical hits have a 60% chance to generate a small amount of elemental particles, which will regenerate 6 energy for the character. So on top of the base energy recharge that it gets from her main stats, she also gets the elemental particles from this bow. So this will help to get her Q up more often compared to the Sacrificial Bow, but the Sacrificial Bow will offer a bigger bonus because it actually resets your E. So if you can use your shield more often, there's not really much reason for you to use your Q. So these are the 2 bows that I do recommend for her, and yeah, that's about it for weapon options. Next, we move on to artifacts. So for artifacts, as you can see here, I have built the Maiden Beloved set on her, and I think this is a pretty good set on her because I am using her solely as a healer and as a support. So for her shield and for her healing only. I am not looking to build her for any sort of damage, so that is why I have built the Maiden Beloved set on her. And as you can see here, and like I mentioned just now, she scales off very hard with max HP. So her elemental skill for her shield actually scales off max HP, and also her healing also scales off max HP. So I do suggest building her full max HP. So as you can see here, I have most of my artifacts at HP%, and the last one I have built healing bonus just because I want a little bit more of healing bonus on her. Because I feel like her Q doesn't do as much, so I do want to get that healing bonus, and I think it is a pretty good thing to build on her. So that would be my suggestion. Of course, if you have any suggestions, do let me know in the comments. But right now, this looks like the best set that is available on her. So yeah, I don't think there are any sets that run better. So right now, I believe the Maiden Beloved set is the best. Lastly, let's talk team compositions. So for team compositions, basically she is a support, so you can run her with any team or any character, but there are some characters that I want to highlight, and the first one will be Klee or any Pyro main DPS. So for Klee or any other Pyro main DPS, because she does apply the Cryo element with her Q, so you can actually do a lot of damage, especially with Klee. You can do a huge AoE similar to Diona's Q, so you can actually deal AoE melt damage, and that is gonna be a lot of damage bonus. So that I definitely recommend. And also, if you're running Electro Element, then Electro Element will be very good with her as well. So you do get the Super Conduct, I believe, and that will actually decrease the defense of the enemies. So if you are running a Razor main or a Keqing main, then you could probably make full use of Diona as well. And last but not least, I just want to say that the banner character, the 5-star character that came with Diona this time, Tartaglia, he is also very good with Diona, because with Diona, once you throw out the Q, you can basically go in with Tartaglia and use his E to freeze the entire area, because his E does have a pretty decent AoE. So with that being said, the freeze actually is very nice to have, because Tartaglia isn't the tankiest of characters, and having the enemies frozen basically lets you do free damage on them, so that is really nice as well. But like I said in my previous video, if you haven't watched it yet, I will link it somewhere up there. Tartaglia is not a main DPS, he is a burst DPS, so you definitely still need a main DPS or a consistent source of DPS to make full use of Tartaglia. So that is why this team comp that I'm running right now has Lisa to deal the AoE electro damage with her Q, and Diona with that Q to deal a similar AoE damage, so that I can reduce the defense, and then after that I can go in with Tartaglia and basically do what I need to do, burst the characters, and then after that go out into Ningguang to finish up the opponent. So this is my team comp for Diona right now. I am thinking of moving her into the main team, but I'm not sure yet. And we still have to prepare for Zhongli. So once Zhongli is out, then I would probably change away some of the characters here, because I am planning to build around Zhongli and Ningguang. So if you guys have any other suggestions for Diona's team composition, do let me know in the comments below. I would love to hear it. And yeah, that's it for this video. If you've enjoyed it, do consider pressing that like button. And also, if you don't want to miss any character reviews, pulls, updates, news, and leaks, do consider subscribing to the channel. I would appreciate it very much. And that's all for this video. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.